Hi, I'm Jake Overgard, University of Minnesota Extension Educator in Winona County. Welcome to our video on selecting fencing for your pasture. At the end of the video, you should be able to distinguish between permanent and temporary fencing and their uses, and know what different types of fencing are available, what it looks like, and know some of the advantages and disadvantages of each type. In a rotational livestock grazing system, there are two main types of fencing. First, perimeter fencing is used to keep animals on their property, out of cropland, and away from roads. Within the perimeter fencing, internal fencing is used to manage where animals graze. The type of fencing that is used depends on the purpose of the fence, owner's preference, cost, and predator control needs, to name a few. Another way to think of the different types of fencing is as permanent and temporary. Permanent fencing is very durable and can be used for the perimeters and in some cases the interior of pastures. Temporary fencing is generally used to define paddocks and laneways while also directing cattle to underutilized pasture areas. High tensile wire is a relatively new type of fence that is becoming more popular. As a perimeter fence, it should be 4 to 6 strands of wire. As an interior fence, it's typically 1 to 2 strands of wire. For sheep, there should be more wires spaced closer together than with cattle. Electric fences have anywhere from 2 to 8 smooth wires. They're commonly used and they have a low initial and operating costs, and they can be effective at protecting livestock from predators. Woven wire fences are used primarily for sheep and hogs and are generally not recommended for cattle. This type of fencing is very useful in remote locations since it does not require power. However, these fences require a lot of labor to install, are not easily moved, and cannot be electrified. Barbed wire fence is a very familiar type of fencing to most people. They are not powered and as a perimeter fence should have 4 to 5 wires. Barbed wire used to be more popular. However, these days most people opt for high tensile fence instead, mostly because of its lower cost. Temporary fencing most often consists of step-in posts, poly wire, poly tape, light gauge steel, or aluminum wire. Temporary fencing requires electricity and is easy to move. Its mobility is especially nice when you are first starting out with a rotational grazing program, as you can make adjustments and determine where you would like to divide paddocks. As a review, fencing choice really depends on the owner's preference, the appropriateness of the particular fence, cost, and predator control. Permanent fencing is used for perimeter of pastures, and temporary fencing is used to define paddocks and laneways. Again, thanks for watching. For more information, check out these resources and visit the University of Minnesota Extension website for more information.